Hello friends, in today's episode we are going to be doing some budget-friendly Dollar Tree crafts that I cannot wait to share with you. I want to thank you all for being here today and for watching the episode that posted just a couple of days ago. I'll link it at the end of this video if you missed it. Alright, now let's get crafting. Wall plugins, nightlights, have become so popular and they are so pricey, it's ridiculous. I found these wall plugins at the Dollar Tree for $1.25, and it has this big clear plate which will allow you to basically stick whatever you want on it. Now I found this adorable metal sleigh. It also comes in red, but I'm going for a neutral look, so it has more of a frosty winter look. And I'm going to just add some E6000 and hot glue. That's going to give you your long-term and short-term hold. That hot glue, it'll hold it in place as the E6000 dries over the next couple of hours. So I'm just gluing that all nice amount on there and popping on that sleigh. Make sure you've got it centered before you press it down. And then you're just going to hold it into place for a few seconds so that hot glue can hold it down and it will not have any issues with popping off. Now, isn't this just the easiest, cutest project? I mean, it's not even just Pottery Barn that's selling these. It's other places like Bath and Body Works, even on Amazon. It's crazy how much they charge for these. And when I realized that they had these wall plugins at the Dollar Tree, oh my word, the possibilities for all the fun different holidays. So basically put inside what you want. I put in some moss, some little trees, some berries, and I wanted to add a frosted look to my sleigh. So I'm putting some hot glue and then tapping on this thicker glitter. And now I'm going to also add some Mod Podge to the back of that clear plate because I want it to sparkle more. I'm going to add that Mod Podge and then I'm going to add some more glitter, and you are ready to plug it in and light up your night. If you enjoy home decor, you might also enjoy this video that I put over on my Heidi Sabel home channel. It is the Christmas tour of my home, showing all the different things that I did to decorate. I really love Christmas and I go all out on that holiday just because I love to celebrate the Savior's birth and bring that spirit of Christ into my home. I'll make sure to link that video at the end of this video, and it's down below in my description box as well here in the cards. All right. We're going to do this advent calendar for a major look for less. I loved the idea that I saw with these little stars that you can flip back and forth, and they actually have these wood cutouts at the Dollar Tree as well as twine. We're going to use some clear push pins and then this bamboo board that they have in the Dollar Plus section. We are going to take a ruler and we're going to use the centimeters versus inches because it works out better for spacing. And I am going to hit at the 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25 measurements. Then I'm going to come in with my push pins and I'm going to gently hammer those into place. You don't want to be too rough because it could crack the top part of the push pin. I had that happen a couple times. If it does, you just lift it back up and take it out. Then I'm going to take the stars using my Crop-A-Dile, and I'm going to punch holes in each one. I love my Crop-A-Dile tool. I talk about it all the time here on my channel. And then I'm going to take my twine and I'm going to fold it in half. Taking the part of the twine that is folded in half, I'm going to use a paintbrush to push that through the hole. I'm going to open that loop from the twine and then I'm going to pull through the ends. Now the reason why I like doing it this way is that if you just go through with the twine one strand through, the stars will constantly keep twisting and they'll never lay flat. So doing this loop is going to allow the stars to lay flat on the board without them twisting back and forth, and it looks really high end. So once I've got that looped through, tied in a knot, and the length that I need, I'm now going to write on all of the numbers with my Sharpie marker. I'm going to take some letters to, again, dupe the look, and I'm going to paint red letters and glue them into place. Again, these letters are also from the Dollar Tree. All of these supplies are. You will need 2 packs though, because each pack only has 1 letter. Then on the back side, I'm going to take some of this red and white ticking stripe fabric. I'm going to staple it down and then pull over the existing length of the fabric to really clean up the look and give it that high-end style. And then on the other side, I'm going to take a bow with the same fabric, tie it, do a dovetail tip, and glue it into place. Now make sure you pull it so it's hanging right in the center, and after that, you're ready for Christmas. I'm going to use this little wood ball, some twine, it's kind of more of a rope, I guess, but some string, yarn, twine, whatever you want to call it. You can pretty much use anything. And then a 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper. I'm going to cut that paper in half so that it's 6 inches wide by 12. And now I'm going to just simply pleat it. I'm going to crease it back and forth until I go across that 6 inches. Once you've got both of those pieces of paper done, we're going to turn it into the most beautiful, elegant angel. Now this angel can be done in all different types of paper. It is such an easy angel to create for your Christmas tree. Now you can see here that I've creased down the paper really well, and I'm going to find the bending point where I want the gown versus the arms. So I've found my length that I want, and you can make these as large as you want or as small as you want, depending on where you fold the neckline. So you can see here I'm kind of making sure that the bottom is longer, and then I'm cutting it shorter for the arms. Now you're going to go ahead and take some twine or that rope or yarn, whatever you want to use. You're going to glue it onto one side, add some more glue, because we're going to take those 2 pieces from the paper and we're going to put them together. That string is going to be concealed in between. You're not going to see it anymore, and it's going to allow this to be able to be nice and sturdy when you hang it up somewhere in your home or on your Christmas tree. So I'm going to go ahead and just pinch that all together really nicely, and then I'm going to add some glue on the sides and bring down the arms. Now I will say, when I first made this, I made the arm sleeves a little too long, so I did go back and trim them, so you'll see at the end they are a little bit shorter. So just make sure you get the length of your sleeves right before you glue them down into place. Now that yarn, string, twine, whatever it is that you used, even embroidery thread, you could use that too. I'm going to go ahead and just slide my wood bead on, add some glue, and then slide the bead down towards the collar of that gown. I'm going to now use a piece of wire so I can make my cute little halo. And you can leave this part out. It's up to you really how you want to decorate your little angels. I wanted a little halo on my angel, so I'm going to take some wire. I twist it around the end of my craft knife, and then I just cut it down to the size I need to glue that right down into the round bead, because there's already that opening, which works out perfect. Then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to embellish by adding a bow, but you really could do whatever you want with these and really customize them. They're so much fun to make and so easy. At the Dollar Tree, they have these stacking blocks in the kids section, and I love them. I've used them for so many different DIYs here on my channel, and today we're going to turn them into 3 adorable, whimsical figures for Christmas. A reindeer, a snowman, and Santa. Now you can see here I'm following the form that came from the game, 3 one direction, 3 the other direction, and I'm going to just glue them all with hot glue. You could use wood glue, but hot glue will work great for this project. Going back and forth to make sure everything is nice and tight and locked in. Once I get the whole first stack all glued together, I'm then going to move on to the other 2 towers. So for the other two towers, we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to stack all of them together except for 6 rows. These 6 rows are going to be added onto the other tower. So that way you will be able to have a small, a medium, and a large. This is going to allow us to have these different characters be at different heights, and it just turns out so cute when we're done. So once you've got everything all glued together, and you can see I've got my different heights, we're going to go ahead and paint everything white to get a nice base coat on everything. This is going to help everything lock together even better. Now once I've got everything painted, I can start moving on to first my reindeer. Now you could paint the entire thing brown, and that would be really cute too, and bring in some shading and some tinting if you want. I really wanted the white to still be coming out, and I wanted it to have more of the brown coming in on the sides. So you're going to see here that I'm brushing heavier along the corners and the sides of my reindeer tower. And then I'm just kind of blending it into the middle. Kind of, you know how deers have white bellies? I was kind of going for that look. So you can see here that I'm making it darker on the sides, and I even decided to come back in and add a little bit more with my finger because I just wasn't getting the exact depth that I wanted. And then I was good to go on that. Now I'm going to take one of these round flat circle wood pieces, and you can get these from any craft store. I believe I got mine from Hobby Lobby, and I buy them when they're on sale. I go and pick up all their little wood shapes that they have whenever they have a sale for the week. I'm going to paint it red because this is going to be Rudolph's nose. And then once I've got that nicely glued on, I'm going to come in and glue on some of these little wood antlers. And these are just twigs from my yard. And I'm just going to glue those into place. Now you want to make sure you put a nice dollop of glue and build it up around that twig a little bit to help them stay nice and sturdy in place. I'm going to let that dry and move on to the eyes. I'm taking these little half wood rounds and I'm going to just paint them black. I honestly had so much fun making their little eyes. I don't know why, but there's sometimes just things that I'm making in my craft room that bring me a lot of joy. And I'll be sitting there thinking how cute these look. I think it's because he just looks so goofy. I don't know. But I am going to go ahead and glue those down. And then we've got to give him some little dots for his little pupils, his eyes. And now we're going to come onto his nose, and we're going to make some cute little dots, little frosty nose. And I'm going to make a little bit of a bigger one and drag a corner over so it kind of makes like a shiny spot on the nose to make it look more rounded. Now up at the top, once the antlers are all glued in place, I'm going to add some more glue and bring in some Spanish moss because I just loved how it looked like, I don't know, like fur on a deer. a little crazy and wonky at the top. It just looked so cute putting that on top. We're going to move that over to the side and let it dry, and now we're going to move on to our snowman. The snowman is pretty simple because, you know, he's a white snowman from the snow. I'm going to take some of this gingham fabric and I'm going to just wrap it around. When I get to the end of it, you can see I did a little tuck and then glued that piece down so it has a nice finished edge cut off from the top. And I think I did about, I don't know, about 3 inches, maybe 3.5 inches. And then I'm going to take some yarn, and you can pick any color yarn you want, but I'm going to stick with my red and my black with gray, very neutral looking, so I can use this for any time of year. Sometimes I switch up my colors, but I always stick to primarily the white, the black, and the red, and then I add in an accent color every year. I'm going to go ahead and tie that off, and then at the top of the fabric, I just did a whole bunch of little snips to make it look fluffy and floofy at the top. Is floofy a word? It is in the Ensemble household. We say floofy a lot here. I'm just going to go ahead and just cut that all up so it looks nice and floofy at the top. And now I'm going to go ahead and come back over to those half wood rounds. This is the same wood round we put on the reindeer eyes, and I'm going to glue those down for his little coal buttons. I loved the idea of using the white burlap fabric for the scarf because it just looked very farmhouse, rustic looking. And then I'm going to come back in and start working on his face. Now this is the part that, you know, you can do little dots, you can do a little smiley face like I'm doing here. I thought it would be fun to switch it up a little bit to give it a smiley face versus just dots. But you do whatever you want for the smile. And I wanted to have little corners on the smile. I thought that would be really cute. And you can see that the white burlap was kind of getting in the way because it's got all kinds of different little fibers that kind of stick off of it when you cut that fabric. So once I've got that into the spot that I like, you need to make sure you make room for the eyes, and then you need to make sure you make room for his carrot nose. So I also decided to paint on the eyes because, again, I wanted them to be in contrast to the little buttons on his tummy, or the coal on his tummy. And then for his carrot nose, I'm just going to take one of these shish kebab skewer sticks, and I'm going to cut it, the tip part that's pointy, I'm going to cut that down, and we're going to glue that on and paint that orange. That's going to become his carrot nose, because why not? I just think it's super cute to do it this way. You could also lay it flat, which will allow it to be much sturdier on your snowman. So I will say that if you put it pointy out like I did, it does have a risk of popping off. So you just do it however you prefer. I'm now also coming in with some more of my stick branches and gluing those on for his little stick arms. Isn't it just turning out so cute? At the top you can see his hat that I added in a little bit of berries and a little bit of moss where I tied that yarn earlier on his hat. Now we're going to move over to Santa. We're going to let those guys all settle and dry. We're going to use another one of those flat circle wood rounds, and we're going to paint it a peachy color for Santa's face. I'm going to glue that on, and you can see that I didn't wait to glue this on, so I just came back in with a little bit more paint. Sometimes I get a little impatient in my craft room, but I'm sure you all probably know what I'm talking about. You just want to see the result. You just want to get it on, put it on there and see how it looks. So now I'm going to come in with some red, a beautiful Christmas red, and I'm going to paint 2 stripes. At this point, it's kind of looking a little bit like an American flag, but this is going to be Santa's coat, and we're going to bring that red all the way around to the back side, and then meet back up to the other stripe that we created. Once you've got that all painted, make sure you get in all those little crevices. We're going to go ahead and let it dry and then move on to his hat. Now we're going to use this beautiful, I love this ticking stripe fabric. It's one of my favorites during Christmas time. I buy this thing usually like 2 or 3 yards, and I use it all throughout the Christmas holiday season. I'm going to go ahead and glue that on, and then I'm going to just bring it all together up at the top. Now you can see I'm kind of coming back around at an angle. I'm leaving a little bit more white space up at the top around that circle, but I'm trying to come down around as close as I can to the red. I hope that makes sense. So once you've got that all glued into place and it looks good and you like the way it looks, go ahead, stand it up, take a little look. I wanted it to be a little bit longer at the top because I wanted to be able to twist it. So I grab it up at the top, I start to twist it, and I move it over to the side so it looks like a Santa cap. You know how it kind of twists over to the side? And I'm just going to play with that fabric so I get that arching motion at the top of his snow Santa hat. And then after that's done, I'm going to add on his nose, which is another one of the half wood rounds. Go ahead and glue that down. And now we're going to come in with some little dots for his eyes. I love how little and beady his eyes look. You can tell that there was one of those fibers that got from the white burlap. It got on this. No worries. I'm just going to come back in and I'm just going to tap on some more of that tan paint color. And now I'm going to go down his tummy and I'm going to create little buttons for his Santa suit going all the way down. And then after I've got those little buttons on, he's very tall, so I had to do a lot of buttons. I'm now going to come back to my white burlap again. And I'm going to cut out a couple of these because I liked how it looked having multiple stacked on top of each other, I felt like it really brought a lot of texture. You could just do one. You could even use some of those cleaning cloths in the cleaning sections, those fluffy, what are they called? The floor pads. I know a lot of people use those around Christmas time from the dollar section. If you don't have white burlap on, you can get one of those cleaning fluffy pads where the mops are. You can get one of those and cut that up and make a beard. But I really love white burlap. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. And you see how when you use one, it's a little see-through. I want it to not be so see-through, so I'm going to cut a second one, and I'm just going to play with it. I want them to be different sizes, so I freehand cut 2 different ones. And then I'm just going to kind of pinch and gather up around all this, around his nose area. Now here is some fabric. It is also not those fluffy pads. I cannot say that, you guys. Why am I struggling? It's not one of those fluffy cleaning oh my word, there I am again. It is not one of those fluffy cleaning pads from the cleaning section at the Dollar Tree. This is just fabric that I happen to have, but you could use one of those as well. Who would have thought I was going to struggle with that so much today? I don't even know. But I basically took some of that fabric and I wrapped it around, put it around his hat, glued it into place, and now I'm going to pinch some fabric around where it kind of resembles a little bit of a fluffy ball, and that's going to be on Santa's hat. So I'm just making that be as tightly round, balled up as I can, and then I'm going to glue that into place at the end of his little hat where the but the hat like sways over to the side. And I wanted it to be exaggerated. I could definitely use a cotton ball of some kind. And then on Santa's hat, I glued on some greenery and these frosted berries. And I just think it all turned out so cute. Now, to finish the look, we're going to add some frost. I'm taking some Mod Podge that's going to dry clear, and I'm going to put on sugar glitter and a little bit of a chunkier glitter. These 2 glitters, I get them from the craft section at Walmart. I really like their glitter that they have there. It's very affordable, and it just finishes off the project so beautifully. It gives it this frosty look to them, and it's so pretty. So I really enjoyed making these. I really hope that you try these ones because they are so affordable. You honestly probably have half of these supplies already in your craft room, especially if you have these stacking blocks from the Dollar Tree. You can see here I'm just having a good time sprinkling this glitter all over the snowman because he in particular should be very frosty. And then I'm going to move on to my little reindeer and get some up around his antlers and his crazy hairdo, and definitely on his button nose. But these just turned out so fun, and honestly were so easy to make and had such a high-end finish look. If you went to a boutique to purchase these, they would charge so much. I'm not even kidding you. And we made each one for maybe about $2 each, I think. Oh, and don't forget to also put some frostiness up on his antlers because it's so whimsical and perfect for Christmas. Isn't it so amazing what we can make with Dollar Tree supplies that we can use in our craft rooms to make beautiful things for this upcoming Christmas season? I hope you enjoyed all of these ideas, that you'll give them a try. Leave a comment down below to let me know what your favorite Dollar Tree supply is to use. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And don't forget to click the subscribe button if you are new and haven't clicked it yet. And until the next episode, bye friends.